Alright fighters, how we doing now? I just wanted to make a quick video just to talk about the hydration test, the famous hydration test for One Championship in Thailand. Now, I currently reside in Thailand and work with combat sports athletes all over the entire world, and there's a lot of misconceptions that come into play when it comes to this hydration test. And I see a lot of the big fighters out there, you know, Rodtang and so many other fighters actually failing this hydration test, and a lot of the other combat sports athletes who are like outside of One Championship and sort of outside of the organisation, not competing it, and don't understand how the rules fully work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you now in this video some of the misconceptions, what you can actually do to pass this hydration test and avoid any problems with it. Now, the thing is, right, with a hydration test, it's supposed to measure how hydrated your body is. That's what it's supposed to do. But when you're doing a hydration test, especially in One Championship, what they're doing is they're taking a urine sample and they're putting it through something called a refractometer. And what they're looking for is, they're looking for a specific number to indicate whether you're hydrated or not. It's called urine specific gravity, okay? So, the problem with this is, it doesn't actually measure your hydration status. What this test does is, it's measuring the concentration of basically solutes to fluid within your urine when you test the pee sample. Now, that's not good and it's not ideal for us, because what that's telling us is how hydrated your urine is. But what we've got to understand is that basically the body is made up between 60 to 70% water, depending on the person, whether you've got more muscle mass, you're holding more glycogen, different factors like this can come into play. But, okay, usually your body is made up of these components. So you've got, of course, your total body water, so how much of your body is made up of water, what percentage it is. You've got what we call intracellular fluid, which is fluid, as it sounds, inside your cell. You've got interstitial fluid, which is the fluid in between the cells. And then you've got fluid outside the cells, which is called your extracellular fluid. Now, these are really important to understand so that you know exactly where that fluid is going into your body. Now you should be able to understand what I mean with the hydration test. Now, what you're actually trying to do is, on the week of the fight, you are going to still cut weight the way you would normally cut weight. But you don't always have to use a water load. But let's say, for example, in this sort of scenario, you're going to cut weight, you're going to do a sauna, you're going to do running, you're going to do jogging, whichever active and passive sweating method you're going to use to basically dehydrate and sweat out the remaining weight. But what you're going to do is you're going to stay hydrated whilst you're doing this process, okay? Now, when you actually get to the day of the weigh-in, usually on One Championship, they'll have the weigh-in on the Thursday and the fight on the Friday, or weigh-in on the Friday, fight on the Saturday. So what you're going to do is, before you actually come to the weigh-in, this is one of the biggest secrets I'm actually giving out there. In order to actually make sure that you pass this test, okay, you're going to make sure that you are constantly monitoring your weight close to the weigh-in in the days leading up. And what you're going to do is, on the day of the weigh-in, you are going to drink some fluid, but you're not just going to drink loads of water thinking that that's going to hydrate you, because that's just going to keep peeing fluid out of you and dehydrate you. What you're going to do is you're going to follow exactly what the test is looking for, like I've just said in the start of this video. So you're going to make sure that you're having enough electrolytes to fluid ratio. So the best way to do this, you want a small solution, so you can go from around 500 mils to a litre of fluid. The lower, I would probably say 500 mils of fluid or 400 mils. And what you're going to do is you're going to put an electrolyte sachet in there. You want to get a high quality electrolyte sachet which has got good amounts of sodium and potassium particularly, and magnesium is also good as well. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow your body to hold on to that fluid inside them compartments and components which I've just mentioned to you then. And then what that's going to do is it's actually going to tell the test and the person who's testing it using the refractometer that your urine has got the right concentration of solutes to fluid. And that's exactly how you are going to pass the test. Give it a try and trust me, it's going to work for you. Don't do these big weight cuts. Keep yourself hydrated, check your weight constantly, and make sure that you're maximising and understanding the concentration of fluid to solution. That's it. If you like this information, give me a subscribe for more combat sports, nutrition and diet tips.